Welcome to the Vintage Hollywood Archive. We think Pam Grier took this quote, "The harder you work, the luckier you get," a little too seriously, as no one knew that a local secretary would become the face of blaxploitation one day. Let's dig into the life of a girl born with a dream of becoming a nurse, but ended up being a worldwide actress. However, acting was never her lifeline. But that's not all, as there are many secrets coded in her mind, captivating style, and success. Yes, we will dig through her dark, dreadful aspects in the most shocking way. Let's meet the real Pam Grier. Make sure to watch the video until the end, and if you're new here, don't forget to join the wonderful community by subscribing to the Vintage Hollywood Archive channel. Talking about 90s fighter films and leaving Grier's name behind is not so fair, as this kind-hearted, free-spirited Coloradan beautiful black actress burst onto the scene everywhere during the 1970s and made a name in Hollywood with her style and sultry savoir-faire. Once she stepped into the Hollywood industry, she never had a long break again and rose to fame as Hollywood's top black female action star. She gave hit films like Coffee, Friday Foster, and Sheba, Baby that topped the box office graphs. And that's how the assertive noblewoman became the undisputed queen of blaxploitation films, and she has been celebrated for her beauty and raw sex appeal for decades. But this luxurious life was not written in her fate by birth, as no one knows about the famed struggle she had to go through. So, let's reveal the untold struggle of this foxy brown actress. She was the one who first went to being a vet, but soon she realized that nursing was not her line. Then she moved to Los Angeles to stab the film industry with her talent. Although she did the job of a receptionist at first, it proved a good decision for her life. That was the place where she was offered her first appearance by a producer. She did not attend any classes regarding her acting career. However, she proved herself to be a star anyhow, got a chance to appear in some stage productions, and participated in different beauty contests to raise money for her college tuition. After working hard day and night, at last, her role in Coffee in 1973 made a separate place in the film industry. She finally reached the destination of becoming a star. Well, that's not all. Her consistency and hard work paid off, as her movie earned her a multi-picture contract with American International Picture. Not only this, but the Yahoo Entertainment interview series launched her interview too, in which they said she shouldn't have to be told that she is a game changer. Well, if you're thinking that Grier was that lucky child who was born with a born-to-be-a-star tag, so maybe you are wrong, as she was the one who faced many hurdles throughout her childhood due to her chocolatey black look. So, Grier was born on 26 May 1949 in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Her mother was Gwendolyn Sylvia, a homemaker and a nurse, whereas her father, Clarence Ransom Grier, was a mechanic and technical sergeant in the United States Air Force. She was brought up as a Catholic, but later turned to baptized Christian because some biting incidents occurred at a very early age, which forced her to make these decisions. Well, she has one sister and one brother. She says she is a mixture of African, American, Hispanic, Chinese, Filipino, and Cheyenne cultures. Once, she exposed that her family was the only black family in town when they relocated to Swindon in the United Kingdom because of her father's job. She had never faced any racism or segregation compared to the United States. She said that they never hated them. They had never been raised to hate black, and they didn't even care about who was black or white. She recalled that in the U.S., especially in the South, there were some specific places where they could not even enter or could not have dinner, which made her think about why we should not make our own identity, why to follow the rules, why not to make the world follow you, and that's where her life turns and made her achieve the title of Black Fox Actress. Well, for Grier, it was not like overnight fame, as she faced many struggles on the way to her stardom. And even though things don't go in everyone's favor, her inspiring story makes us believe in this quote: "No one knows where the luck goes," as she had to groove herself up from raw scrap. She first auditioned for a role in Pulp Fiction, 1994, but unfortunately, Roseanne Arquette received the part of Bonnie, Jimmy's wife, and Grier was left with no motivation. But it was not the end, as every ending has a new beginning, and no one knew that this beginning would lead her to the road to fame. So, while she was a student at UCLA, she snagged the cover of composer Bobby Womack. But you know what's more interesting? Womack's song, Across 110th Street, which he wrote and recorded in 1972, served as the theme song for the 1997 movie Jackie Brown, which marked a significant comeback for Grier in the lead and title role. And afterward, luck decided to be in Grier's court, as she also received nominations for her performance from the NAACP Image Award and the Golden Globe. Not only this, but she was the first ever black lady to appear on the cover of MS magazine. And in this incredible era of success, she was also titled one of the 100 most fascinating women in the 20th century. This video will end, but Grier's achievement list will go on, as she was also awarded a Lifetime Award at the 34th Annual Chicago International Film Festival. She earned this much success in just a short time by giving hits like Women in Cages, The Big Dollhouse, and much more. Moreover, her role in a film by Jack Hill was super fantastic. In this, she played the leading role, whose boyfriend was murdered by some drug dealers. She wanted justice for her boyfriend, but was not a criminal. He seems like an innocent boy who got killed. So one of the most famous dialogues of the movie also indicates the situation. It was as Dawes is one of the characters from the movie who tries to understand that justice and revenge are both different things. And what she replied was her acting, talking tone, and mien in the film, making her dialogue more attractive and sentimental. She asked Dawes, "You just handle the justice, and I will handle the revenge myself." Grier was considered the first African American to caption an action film, as an upholder of previous blaxploitation films were men. She acquired progressively large character roles in the 1980s. A druggy call girl in Fort Apache, The Bronx, and a witch in Something Wicked This Way Comes were some popular hits of that era. She also had a repeated role in the series Crime Story from '86 to '88. She also sketched in The Cosby Show, The Wayans Brothers, Sinbad, Preston, and Mad TV. She was also called for various awards for her perfect role in the Tarantino film. In 2010, she again appeared in a repeated role on the hit science fiction series Smallville. She played a strong villain character known as Amanda Waller. She was also famous as White Queen, the head agent of Checkmate. Well, these strong characters helped Grier not only to earn fame, but also to make her reputation strong in Hollywood. By watching this video, you can understand better that all bad things happen not only to bring you down, but some are to raise you high to the skies. Pam Grier is a famous name, and commonly, its synonyms are power, strength, and fearless. For decades, she had carved her name's cinematic style via an array of gritty drawings of style, alluring, and dynamic women. She is drawn to the main role with a strong moral compass. You do not believe everything that you see on screen. But when the story approaches her real life, the 73-year-old Grier emerges with similar perseverance. Throughout a conversation in the East London office, she disclosed that she first established her via black women as kinetic roles. She added that she never had any stunt woman. She learned all this by studying martial arts, such as kung fu and karate. She said that she did all the running, jumping, fighting, and driving cars on her own. As she had a military family background, she once told an audience that she witnessed those women whose husbands didn't return to their homes from wars, how powerful and strong they seemed, and what kind of hardships they bore in the regard of running their homes. They say, love touches everyone once in life. Well, that's right anyways. Richard Franklin Lennox Pryor was the most influential stand-up American comedian of his time. He destined a broad audience with his trenchant observations and exquisite storytelling style. Grier met Richard, the comedian, through her relationship with another comedian, Prince. Though they didn't start dating at once. Their date began when they were both cast in Greased Lightning in 1977. She appeared as Mary Jones. Both were involved romantically and physically with each other. Grier also helped him in learning to read. Their luck, though, didn't go well for them. Richard had drug issues and never took them seriously enough. Grier also helped him in this dark aspect of his life. After 6 months of abstinence, Richard turned to the worst situation. Grier was with him all time. While together as a couple, she helped Richard with his insecurities and settled a proper home with him. Even she was the one who provided him with a home, as he hadn't his own. They both settled down as a couple there. Grier couldn't marry him, but they remained in a deep relationship for a long time. Well, the tough woman, strong woman, and then 70s sex symbol and honorary doctor of humane letters is not scared of telling about her physical relationships to her audience. Maybe it's her style to keep her in gossip somehow. But this style of hers indicates her boldness. Many times, she was asked very weird questions in shows. Instead of being silent, she always answered every question in the same way the question was asked. Once, she was asked which place she would like to have a relationship with. She answered openly, "Barn." Oops, it sounds crazy but also daring. Many of us have no courage to hear that in a show with family, but she said it on a TV show. Moreover, she had also remained in a relationship with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Prince, Jimmy, and Wilt Chamberlain. But she can never manage to give a wedding to any of them. She was formerly engaged to RCA Records executive Kevin Evans in 1988. But like other relationships, this one also ended up within a year in 1999. Sadly, after the engagement, Grier was diagnosed with fourth-stage cancer. This was another dreadful beginning of her life. She was told by a doctor that she only had 18 months to live. Somehow, her luck supported her in these black days of her life. She survived this disease with the help of proper treatment and determination to live. Cancer was the scariest disease, but the more painful side was that she got the germs of this dreadful disease from her loved ones. She had a physical relationship with Pryor, and he gifted her with cancer. Though he couldn't survive cancer and met his death soon. But Grier's luck this time worked miraculously, as she recovered with time. The mysterious journey of Grier shows us that life is never the way you want it, but it has its black aspects, whether the people are white or black. It doesn't matter to life, does it? In a show, she was questioned about her longest orgasm. She answered completely in an uncensored way, and said it lasted for 1 hour. On the top, she didn't end the answer here. Well, she also had something to explain. Black Beauty added to her answer that this orgasm was long enough to think that she would need a defibrillator, and everyone there was like they had blown their heads. I guess we should be more careful when we are as fine as wine while watching the shows or movies of Auntie Pam. Pam Grier is a revolutionary actress who has played many unique roles in her film career. But it is shocking to hear that this iconic star is not married. In the past, she had a lot of relationships, even though she was engaged once but could never marry anyone. It makes us sad that at the age of 73, she is still unmarried. But she never again said a word about it, and remained mum about the reason for being alone the whole of her life. So, the Black Beauty was more than a film star. She was a developed pioneer and floored the path of the black actress and all female action leading ladies. She portrayed that now is very clearly seen that it is not necessary to be a man to do something. If you want to do something daring, you need determination and courage to fight all the difficulties in your path. If you have passion, courage, determination, and dreams, nothing can stop you from reaching your destiny. Pleasure-seeking was not unknown to Pam Grier. Did Ava Gardner satisfy herself with women too? Watch this video.